Hello, welcome back. My name is Shanice and I'm a backyard desert gardener in Zone 9. Today we're going to walk around my garden as I show you all the different types of plants that I'm currently growing in the desert. I'll start off with the desert plants that are growing around my garden. This is my red Mexican bird of paradise. I talk about it a lot in my videos because it's such a great desert plant and it's very heat tolerant. This shrub is a fast grower and it grows 8 to 10 feet tall and wide. And we also trim it back during the winter. This shrub blooms red-orange flowers from late spring through fall, and it attracts the most pollinators out of all the plants, even the Arizona swallowtail butterfly. And it won't poke you because it doesn't have any thorns. When you have one plant, it'll start producing seeds so you can plant them all around the garden. This is my Queen's Wreath vine plant. This has been here for over 20 years now. These are one of those plants that my Nana planted a very long time ago, so I'm very thankful to have it. This vine plant is very popular in Arizona. It produces little pink flowers and heart-shaped leaves. The desert willow. This plant is a tall tree or a large shrub depending on how you trim it. It requires full to partial shade and is drought tolerant, heat tolerant, wind tolerant, and cold tolerant. All it really requires is deep watering in the summer to produce this pinkish purple flowers. And over here I have my spineless prickly pear cactus. Usually prickly pear cactuses produce fruit, but ours produces flowers. Both the fruit and the pads are edible and can be eaten raw. But if you want to consume it, it's probably better to grow it in a pot. Moving forward, this is my bougainvillea. This has been here for over 20 years now. It's well established and it does very well in the heat. Bougainvillea is just one of those shrubs that add a perfect touch to your desert garden. They bloom on and off all year and they live for a very long time. I had to finish recording in the afternoon because it got very hot outside. Moving forward, I do have some fruit plants that I'm growing in my garden. This is an apricot tree. This apricot tree thrives in warm regions and are very easy to maintain. We're also growing a navel orange tree. Citrus trees do very well in Arizona and will produce a lot of fruit. However, younger plants do take a while before they can produce any fruit. This is a grafted tree, so it'll take a lot longer to get any fruit. It takes 7 years when grown from seed. We have our almond tree that we planted a few days ago. Almond trees actually do very well in the desert in a hot, dry climate. This is my pomegranate tree. This is a heat-loving fruit tree that does very well here in the desert, and it could live for over 200 years. I still have the 2 raspberries growing in pots. I think the soil that I used to plant them in was a little bit hot, so it's kind of frying the plants. But other than that, this raspberry bush is obviously doing better than the other one that looks a little bit more fried. But I think they will come back during the fall and produce more fruits. We will see. So back here in my wildlife garden, I am growing a grapevine. This grapevine grows all along the fence, keeping it safe from the intense summer heat. Grapevines are one of those plants that also take a while before they produce any fruit. In this area of my yard, I have vegetables and herbs growing in grow bags. So I do have a small variety of vegetables growing. I have carrots, tomatoes, cucumber, peppers, Anaheim peppers. I have 5 sweet potatoes in grow bags, and zucchini that I've been harvesting from all week. Herbs grow a lot better in the desert than vegetables do. So I do grow a lot more herbs in my garden. Over here, I just planted some chamomile for chamomile tea. Over here in the back in the shady areas, I have spearmint, lemon thyme. I have caraway, Italian dandelion, and lovage. And it's our lucky day. I just spotted a praying mantis. I also grow basil all around my garden. It's the best herb to grow in the desert. I have a mint plant growing in the ground. As you can see, it's doing very well, and I use this for tea. Rosemary is another herb that's very heat tolerant, and it's easy to grow and maintain. I'm also growing borage for the first time. I use these flowers and I brew them in tea with my spearmint and mint plants. And I have 2 lavender bushes growing in pots. And now I'll take you through my flowers and succulents. I grow wildflowers in the beginning of the year that bloom in spring. I have a few zinnia flowers that I grow. I have 2 rose bushes, one of them being a tiny rose bush. The other rose I have is a tea rose, and it's starting to bud. I also grow succulents in my garden. I have a few succulents right here that are just thriving, and I also have a mother of thousands. I planted my hibiscus plant into the ground, so right now it's just trying to get established, but this blooms yellow flowers. My other hibiscus is a purple color. It's called blue hibiscus. It grows very fast and blooms all year. I also grew poppies for the first time during spring. And of course, I grow a lot of sunflowers. And that's everything that I grow in the desert, so thank you so much for watching.